On March 5, 1989, a Tibetan demonstration took place in Lhasa, Tibet, in response to the Chinese Communist Party's persecution of religion and brutal rule over Tibetans. The demonstration was violently suppressed by the CCP on March 6, leading to the declaration of martial law on March 7. Between September 19, 87 and March 19, 88, there had been 6 large-scale protests against the CCP's persecution of religion and harsh treatment of Tibetans. On January 28, 1989, the Panchen Lama died suddenly and under mysterious circumstances in Shagats, which further inflamed Tibetan anger. This tension culminated in the tragic events beginning on March 2, when large crowds of Tibetans gathered at People's Square in front of the Dazhao Monastery in Lhasa. Tibetans demanded that those responsible for the murder of religious figures be severely punished, along with the armed police, who killed 7 lamas and 13 Tibetans in the March 19, 88 incident. On the morning of March 5, the Tibetan armed police received a mobilization order from the CCP Armed Police Commander-in-Chief. By 7 a.m., over 6,000 men from 4 units of the Tibet Armed Police Headquarters were positioned in battle order. Around noon, a procession of lamas, nuns, and Tibetans emerged from the Buddhist scripture passage to People's Square, while many more Tibetans joined the protest from Bajiao Street and other nearby streets, chanting slogans against CCP rule. At noon on March 5, armed police began firing tear gas into People's Square to disperse the crowds, and armed officers blocked the intersection of Bajiao Street leading to the square with submachine guns from high-rise buildings. Early on March 6, the Lhasa Armed Police Headquarters issued an order to crack down on the protests. The armed police advanced into the city center from the south, north, and west, setting up a cordon along the outskirts of Lhasa, effectively surrounding the entire city. More than 20,000 protesting Tibetans were trapped in the city center with no way to escape. When Tibetans resisted or attacked the armed police, they were met with machine guns and assault rifles. Some wounded Tibetans were even shot again by the armed police. In the Chongsekang market area leading to Beijing East Road, a group of Tibetans, led by 2 youths, attempted to break out in the direction of Lhasa Bridge using bricks, sticks, and bone cutters as weapons. They were met with heavy fire from the armed police, resulting in casualties. The 2 youths fled into a nearby Tibetan home, but were pursued and killed by armed police soldiers with submachine guns. On March 6, Red Terror engulfed Lhasa. Groups of Tibetans were forced to lie on the ground with their heads in their hands, tied up with ropes, and escorted to trucks by the armed police. From 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on March 6 alone, nearly 3,000 people were arrested by the armed police. In total, 387 Lhasa residents were killed and 2,100 were detained during the crackdown, while 82 monks lost their lives, and 650 were detained. In October 1989, Hu Jintao, then secretary of the Tibetan Party Committee, characterized the incident as a serious political struggle, orchestrated by separatist forces within and outside the country, supported by international anti-Chinese forces, with the goal of splitting the motherland, opposing the Communist Party, and subverting the socialist system.